Guys, episode 2.
Here we go.
Welcome back, Pet.
Thank you
Welcome
for
to the
having
first
me.
time for Craig. You're not Pet.
No.
Wait
Yes.
for me to say your name, bitch. I'm a nice person, really.
Such a terrible guy. He wasn't ready for that. He was like,
You already made that comment about me last time, like being a good coach but not a good friend.
Yeah, you're terrible. Absolutely shite, man.
So, Craigie, what's up, buddy?
How much? Busy training? My back's really sore from yesterday's workout, by the way.
I've had this weird thing this entire week where, like, I haven't been legitimately sore in.
A while.
You know, I'll get sore if I'm sick or something, and then I don't train for a week. But I haven't actually been in the groove of training regularly, and I don't get sore apart from maybe legs sometimes.
Same.
But when I trained push on Monday, and then when I trained pull with you yesterday, I've been getting sore like the night of the session, not even the day afterwards.
Yes.
And I'm still sore.
It's called old age, man. It's called old age. Man's getting old, man. What's going on?
I am fucking old. I'm really
lost.
old, dude. All these
lost.
people, I think we even spoke about it a bit last time, but especially now, a lot of the new guys have joined the team and they're like, oh man, I don't have that much longer to win a pro card. And like, I'm in my prime. How old are you? 25. I'm like, oh,
Bro, please.
come now.
So much time. Especially if you're in the mix.
You're 30 now, right?
Shut up. I'm not 30. I'm 29. I'm still in my 20s, okay?
Yeah, but it's coming.
He's holding on.
Everything's coming.
No,
So
but it's
50
coming
at some
imminently.
Yeah.
point. Bro, don't even make me think about
How old
that.
are you now?
25,
Oh, you
26
see.
in Feb.
Yeah, it's too late
See
for your
this
pro card, bro.
motherfucker.
Like you said, eh?
Oh, it's too late. Way too late. No, there's no time at all.
Yeah, dude.
So,
believe it.
guys, classic physique, classic bodybuilding, overall champion. Classic physique, classic bodybuilding, overall champion.
Head to head.
Different shows. Okay. We were talking last time about, kind of being teammates, but potentially being future competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you guys stand on that?
You want
for
to
it.
go first?
No.
Or me?
Please.
I was actually...
Mind games.
I was speaking to Lan about this, and I think I spoke to Matt about it as well. I have nothing against competing against a teammate and competing with a teammate because you push me to be a better athlete. So if you win, great. It just means I have more work to do. And that's how I feel about it. There's no bad blood. Like, I mean, when we have team training sessions, we push each other to be better. And I think the same goes on stage. Like, I want to be competing against the people I'm friends with because we're going to train together and push each other to be better.
It helps that we're not in the same height class so we can meet in overalls.
Yes,
Like-
exactly.
This is true. This is true.
That is dope. TBH, I thrive on competition. Like there's a switch that flips in me when it comes to competing versus.
I've seen this.
And yeah, my wife talks about it all the time.
When you're on stage, when you're bowling, and when you're watching Arsenal play.
Watching any sport.
yeah,
Any sport.
Oh, yeah, any sport.
Even rugby, I guess.
bro. Ooh, I have the video footage to verify that.
Yeah, so for me, a switch flips entirely. Like, obviously, being a gentleman, being, having that sportsmanship is very important to me. That underpins everything, because that's your character. And it's very important that you don't take anything that happens on stage away with you. It's also, bodybuilding is not a combat sport. It's not like a physical sport where you have to engage with one another. Sure, there's a bumping of elbows and all of that, but it really isn't like that deep in.
Why don't people just spread out more, bro? I don't get
just
it.
Give me
spread
space. Yeah.
out, bruv. The judges can see you, But I that being said, I do enjoy it. When
Like, it's fun.
athletes, Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's like, this is my space, bag up,
Yeah.
So I think if we were teammates and we're going head to head against each other, like Hardy and Derek, at that level, I don't think I could train with someone that I'm going head to head against because I'd want to rip your throat out. Like,
Even in bodybuilding.
straight up. Like at that level, because I think Hardy was chilled with training with Derek because Hardy was at the top.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a completely different dynamic, But going back to your question, I'm very excited to be on stage, especially in the overalls, because you've already won something.
Yeah.
But I'm always determined to beat anyone that's in my way, like in the nicest of ways, in the most we're a teammate. I want you to be at your best. If we could both get pro cards for winning our lineups and then the overalls, like, hey, whatever happens, happens. Fantastic. But in my heart of hearts, I can't say I want to lose to anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would almost feel more conflicted about training with somebody that I was going to be competing against than competing against a friend or a teammate or something like that, because that's where the work is done, is in the training, right? It's in the preparation. It's not on the day. There, like, it's done. The package you have is the package you have. It's almost like, I don't want you to know what I'm doing to make sure that I beat you, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, that's why we couldn't go up against each other. That would be difficult because you have everything that I need. You're gonna be telling me what to eat and stuff. Yeah,
but I don't think that I would ever compete against a client.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a conflict of
You're
interest.
gonna add an extra 5 grams of carbs and an extra 5 grams of fat.
just be fuller.
Exactly.
I would absolutely, honestly, if I was in that situation, I would honestly want my client to beat me.
Really?
Yeah, because dude, it's coaching first.
Yeah.
It's coaching first. I don't care about my career it's not that I don't care about it, but it's just like not my career as an athlete, as a bodybuilder is irrelevant to me.
More coach. Yeah. You're a coach first.
Yes. 100%.
What's your mentality, Craig, as a competitor in general?
I think I'm very much the same as you. Alana and I were speaking. She just competed this weekend and she won. But for her, it was, I don't want to win. I just want to do well. But as a person, we're very much the same. I could see that she wanted to win.
Yeah.
Every session, every meal, complaining about sleep. No, I didn't sleep well. Like, I really need to get sleep tonight. Like, forcing herself to be better. That's not someone that just wants to stand on stage and do okay. It's someone who wants to win. And I'm the exact same. I go into this mindset of, I don't care what's happening around me. I'll get my work done. I'll get my studies done. I'll get everything done. But don't come and talk to me about this. Don't try and feed me that. Don't offer me anything. I'm in my zone. Let me get to my zone. I'm there to win. But then what you said about you're there to knock me out the way in the overalls, like in the nicest way possible. At the end of the day, structure and conditioning is king. If you have that, the only thing I have over that, if I tick both boxes, is to have more muscle. So I have more work to do. And I can beat you in the overalls next time if we can get our pro cards with more muscle, if you brought the same package. And that's how I look at it. It's, yes, I'm there to beat you. And if I don't, cool. I'll come back and I'll do it next year.
Yeah, there's always an opportunity for you to, redeem yourself. Well, maybe not always, but there will be opportunities for athletes to redeem themselves.
For sure.
You saw a lot of what I enjoyed about this past weekend's NPC Africa.
Oh, we're going to get into that.
Yes.
Is that, there was a lot of camaraderie. The guys were
Dude,
on
that was
stage
very, very cool.
Yeah.
fighting and, really enjoying being on stage against each other.
Yes.
But just as much enjoying being friends in the background. And, it didn't seem like there was any bad blood or any...
Because it's done on the day, my friend.
It's
done on the day. And also, it's not a typical sport, right? So at the end of the day, the package you brought is a package you brought, and it's either good enough or it's not good enough. Or on that day, the subjectivity of the judges interpreting your physique and what the criteria is just doesn't go your way. And on another occasion, it might have. Different head judge, it could have. Different peak week, it could have. Maybe on the day you woke up and something happened and you're under an immense amount of stress and you hold some water, you look a little bit soft, but ultimately on the day, there's nothing more you can do. 99.9% of the work is done. So if you don't go out there and enjoy it, what's the point? And they all know how much work everybody else has put into it.
Exactly.
Just as much as you.
Maybe even more.
Maybe even more.
Yeah.
They've had to overcome certain things. I mean, from losing parents, losing family, work stress, getting fired, whatever it is, no one's struggle is bigger than anyone else's. We're all going through the things we need to go through. And ultimately, the paths that we've all chosen, however different they may be, they've all led us to exactly the same point, being on that stage in that moment. So you owe everybody the respect they deserve on that day, and just
Yes.
go out there and have a blast, you know?
Absolutely. Do you guys see competing against each other in the future as a possibility?
I hope so.
Okay. Where?
So like, yes, I hope so too. I know that like currently my goals would be the Elite Pro,
Yeah.
whereas Pet does want to compete in the Elite Pro. I know it, and I can see it. It's because he has unfinished business, but his physique does suit the Pro League more. I mean, he could be a competitive pro in the Pro League in the next 2 years, but that would be my goal. Then.
Looking at what he's done over a very short off season,
Yes,
it's a possibility.
exactly. So for me, it would possibly to get there, because I mean, I've still got, I've got 4 years on you at the moment.
He's
To
got
grow
4 years
into-
on you.
Yes, you've got 4 years on me, but I've got 4 years to catch up.
But judging by where Craig is, like, I don't know what it is with like the ages like from 29 going down to like 20. The athletes in that range have done phenomenal things to get to the levels they're at. Like, I would wish to look like you, you know, at 24. I'd be like chomping at the bit to look like you, but I didn't do what I had to do to get to that level.
Yeah.
And you've been so consistent. Like, you can't buy time in the gym. And although I was training, I wasn't doing nearly as much as you were, clearly, to be at that point. So
But I feel like most of this has been done in the last
It's
year.
the last year that we've been doing together.
then
yeah.
I have hope.
No, like honestly, the change. I was looking at a couple of pictures from 2019 was my last show. 2020, I did a prep myself because my mom wanted to go away for a birthday and I wanted to look decent at the beach. And then 2021 till I met Matt, life happened and it was training, but like 3-4 times a week, and definitely not to the intensity that we train. And obviously, when I met Matt and I joined Pro Physique, things changed completely. Like my
Night
body
and
just
day,
woke
yeah.
up.
Were you even considering competing again at that point?
At that point, I was considering doing a prep for a shoot with Lan the end of the year, so she could go through the process with me, and I could because I've done it before. And then when you see results, and the bug bit me, and it was like, cool, you're back in this.
I have to
And
showcase this.
yeah, I'm back in this, and now it's like that fire was lit inside of me again.
Yeah,
That's why I
it's-
keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's easy to forget like how addictive it is to see that progress and to see those changes every time you're checking in and taking pictures. And you know, when you haven't done it for a while,
Yeah.
sometimes you think, well, like, why did I do that? And then when you get back into it again, it's like, damn, that's why I did it.
Yes.
I actually haven't had the opportunity to go through something like that. You know, I've been since 2019 when I did my first prep, also for a photo shoot. I was just like training, getting into the swing of things, like really getting to experience what bodybuilding is about. You know, and I did it the hard way with like
I know the coach.
fish and broccoli and you know, all of that for extended periods. And getting through that showed me that, okay, firstly, you're more than capable. Secondly, you thoroughly enjoy this. And third, the results. Oh my goodness. Like, what have you been doing all this time? Like, why didn't you start sooner? You know?
Yeah.
But you never know like how life may have panned out.
But is that when you say why didn't you start sooner? Because you were training before that,
Yeah, I was training.
but you just weren't doing everything that you were supposed to do. But is that because you were choosing not to do it, or is it because you didn't have that information available?
Living at home, you can only control so much. I was studying a bit too long. Bits kicked my ass.
Yes.
And you know, that took a lot longer, and I think I was just half-assing shit for the longest time. Like, you know, I'm on a cut, but really you're in like a 100-calorie deficit
Yes.
for 3 months. It's really not going to make a difference. And then your bulks are just dirty bulks where you think you can eat whatever you want and having.
There's no structure.
Remember mass addiction?
Yes.
Mass Addiction, SSN.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to run that shit. I used to like scoops on scoops on scoops of that, just trying to put on size. And then I got fat. And
I did that
chubby.
with Serious Mass. I did that with Mutant
See?
Mass.
Evox 5XL muscle meal.
I mean, guys, you know, we've been there. So that's what I was doing for the longest time. And until I went on that prep,
Yeah.
that's when, you know, the bug bit for me. And I was like, all right, cool.
What, on a related but slightly separate note, what made the penny drop for you? Because people that are wanting to pursue this, most of them are probably not doing what they should be doing.
Yeah.
They're doing it 50% at best.
Yeah.
But they sometimes don't, most of the time don't realize that.
Yes.
What moment was it? What that made that penny drop for you where you were like, oh, I actually need to step up my game. I'm leaving a whole bunch of stuff on the table.
It's going to be a very disappointing answer.
Mm-hmm.
I got a voucher to get a coach.
Okay.
And then it was like, well, someone's paying for the first month, so pay for the rest of the months and see how far you can take it.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a moment in me where I was like, this is my calling. It's time to do this. It was like, hey, we see you're quite interested in this.
Yeah.
You know, happy birthday. Here's a gift. And go get a coach and see what you enjoy. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me try it.
Nice. Did you have a moment like that?
Mine's not a disappointing answer. It's actually a little deeper. 2015, I matriculated, but in that year, I did a transformation challenge with my dad.
Okay.
So he was overweight. He had done
Sevell, shout out.
Yeah, shout out, Dad. He had done MotoGP racing in SA. He was regional and national, so he was really skinny and shredded. And then when he crashed out, my mom's like, sell the bike, sell everything. Like, mom speaks, you do it. And then
Wife
he put on
speaks,
weight.
you do it.
Wife speaks, you do it. So he put on a lot of weight, and he did a transformation challenge just to get lean. He wanted to be healthy again. And then the bug bit for him, and he's like, you know, maybe I can do a bodybuilding show. And he did the INBA. That was his very first show. And I did the same transformation challenge with him for my matric banquet. And no one recognized me. Everyone was like, who's this guy? What's happening? Where did this guy come from? And like, that made you feel good inside. Like, it's that external validation that you were speaking about last time.
Yeah.
And then my dad carried on prepping for a show. So I thought like, whoa, I dieted for 12 weeks. This was rough.
Yeah.
And then I saw what he did and what he was able to achieve going the extra mile for another 12 weeks. And I was like, I want to do that. Like, maybe I can do that myself. So I took an off season. I did some studying on nutrition and like how to manipulate the body. And then he was competing in 2016 the whole year. So he did NABA, he did IFBB, and then he reached out to a coach. He's
Back
very
in the
old school.
days.
The vice president of NABA was his coach,
Who was the vice president of NABA?
Vic Ali.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was Vic the vice president?
Yes.
Okay.
So Vic was his coach, and something switched and his physique changed. And I was like, I want that. Like, can I please have that? So in 2017, my dad sat me down. He's like, listen, you're going to do this naturally. We can go speak to Vic, and you're going to keep saying to him you want to do it naturally. The whole prep, you're going to tell him naturally, naturally, naturally. So Vic gave me a student discount, and I prepped, I think it was 17 weeks was my first prep.
Wow.
And I stood on stage at the Central Gauteng, the one that we did now, but as a novice athlete and a junior bodybuilder. So I did novice classic and then junior bodybuilding. And I loved the way I looked. I didn't like the diet at all. Fish, broccoli, rice, egg whites. That's all I ate. I had no fats in my diet. And then I couldn't afford to pay for Vic after that. And he's like, it's okay. I'll help you. We'll reverse diet you. You go into an off season. I'll give you some tips. And I started studying after that. I did a course with, I can't remember, it's an Australian company, on how to prep for a bodybuilding show and the nutrition behind everything and leading up to that. And when I did that course, I was like, cool, I'm in. This is me. I'm doing this. And I did INBA in 2019. That was my second show.
I see.
Again, I did it completely
INBA,
naturally.
was that local?
It was in Durban. It was
Yeah,
called the African
that's that
Naturals.
natural,
Yeah.
Federation. They came through for a while.
Does it still exist? I mean, I know INBA. I just didn't know that we had a tier.
We had it twice here.
Yeah,
Okay.
they haven't been back, have
No.
they? Yeah.
It's now called ICN, I Compete Natural.
Okay.
It's an Australian and Chinese kind of federation.
Yeah.
So I did that. My dad did the same show, and then he qualified for World Champs, and I qualified for World Champs. But I was studying at Wits. Computer science and prepping does not go together
I
at
don't know
all.
how you did it, man.
That was rough. So I didn't compete at World Champs, but he did. And when I saw the level of the natural athletes there, I was like, I need some time off. Like, I, as a natural athlete, if I want to continue doing this naturally, I need some time off.
Yeah.
Well, it
And
can be
that's why I
really
took the time
useful.
off.
Like Craig had his dad, when you
Yes.
have like a frame of reference for how much effort has to go into something. Because if you don't have that reference, if I'm just looking at somebody that's doing this for their lifestyle, like, you know, I want to lose 5-10 kilograms, just get into better shape. And they're surrounded by people that aren't doing that, and they have no context and frame of reference. They really have no idea. Somebody can truly believe that they're sticking to the plan to the best of their abilities,
Yes.
but objectively they're doing like 50% of what they need to do. And it's really nice, especially as a youngster, when you have a frame of reference of, oh, this is what it actually looks like.
Yes.
And that's why I think like you guys play a really, really important role, because you are now showing other people what it actually takes.
Yeah. I mean, you know, on that, I think social media tries to make it seem simple
And glamorous.
Glamorous, yeah. You know, I don't think very few bodybuilders or fitness influencers show how difficult this thing is, because also you don't have the energy to be recording all the time, especially locally. Like, you know, to record, our YouTube game isn't quite on the same level, and even overseas, it seems very glamorized. You know, you can have your cake and eat it too, you know, type things on prep and whatever.
Well, you can always capture a moment in time on any given day where you're feeling okay, and you can
Exactly.
have some energy.
Abs look good today.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You know, so I think having that and seeing how difficult it is, and also wanting to continue doing it as well, it says something, because you're looking at something that's, because a lot of people now come up to me and are like, dude, I don't know how you do it. It's just, it's not a vibe. Or they'll see you declining food or snacks or whatever and be like, no, it couldn't be me. You know, because now I'm showing you in real life that this
This is real.
This is real.
Yeah.
You know, there's choices that have to be made, and it's not pretty.
Yeah, the last month or so has been really, really challenging for me, because I'm trying to convince good clients of mine that this is not the right time of year, unless you're in prep, but this is not the right time of year to be pushing for progress.
Yes.
And they're like, no, but coach, I want more, push me. And I'm like, but you know that there's going to be family, because, you know, I'm talking about international clients. It's Thanksgiving, Christmas is New Year. You're going to be seeing family. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be seeing friends. You're going to be going out to eat. Do you really think that you can control all the variables that you need to over this period of time? And if I give you the expectation that you should be making progress now, and you don't, because of all these situations that are coming up, then you're going to feel demotivated.
100%.
So I would rather have the expectation that we maintain. We don't lose progress. I don't want you to regress,
Yeah.
but we just maintain over this time and pick it up in the new year.
And that's the thing about your coaching. You give people the rope.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, this is what you came to me with. I'm giving you this suggestion. If you want to go the other way and you want to do what you want to do, I'll give you the rope. And it's either you make something happen, or you hang yourself with it. Like, you know, but it mustn't be that, you know, I half-assed, gave you the wrong advice, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
You have what it takes to be whatever level you want to reach, but it's going to be difficult to get there.
Yeah, it's you have to. The coaching client relationship is pretty much like any other relationship, if it's going to be successful
Yes.
and productive,
Yes.
in that there needs to be a 50-50
Yes.
in some aspect. So I had a new client sign up last week, lifestyle client, but he ended off the conversation by saying, Matt, don't be afraid to push me hard. Anything you ask me to do, I will do it.
Dangerous words.
No, obviously I took this into context, and I was like, I know this is not true,
Famous
because
last
you've never done this before. So I didn't do that. But still, then within a week, email he sent me this morning was like, hey Matt, so listen, I can't do this, and 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 I can't do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, and his context is, well, you see, I've always been doing this and that's what I'm happy with. And I've always been doing this and this makes me uncomfortable. And it's like, well, the reason why you came to me is because what you're comfortable with and what you're doing isn't fucking working.
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm happy with is because my job is to, at least initially, tell you the most efficient way to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. If there are legitimate reasons why you can't do certain things, and perhaps just saying, I don't want to because it's inconvenient for me, maybe that's legitimate or maybe it's not. But we can find a middle ground. We can find a compromise. It's not going to be the most efficient way.
Yes.
But we can find a compromise. But you're not, and that means maybe you get from point A to point B slower.
Yeah.
Or maybe point B changes in terms of our expectations. But I can still help you. But I can't help you if you're not willing to do anything differently. Because then why are you here?
Why do you want to be paying someone and having to check in and make yourself feel bad because you're not making the progress you want to make? I've never understood it. I've never, ever understood it.
But it seems, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I'm stuck in this world, but it seems like very unique to nutrition, physique, like change, body transformation, where if you're trying to make any other significant change, like if you want to further your studies and get a degree, you don't pay for a course or a degree at a university and then within the first month go to the dean and be like, hey, I want this degree, but you know what? I'm used to not studying for 3 to 4 hours a day. So what I want to do is not study. How do I still get my degree by not studying? And then the dean's like, motherfucker, you have to study. You have to pass exams. And you're like, oh, no, well, then I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't manage my expectations well enough here. Yeah. It's like,
I think
were you expecting no change to your life?
Literally.
Yeah.
people don't understand that you've got to get uncomfortable to see the changes you want. You got to get uncomfortable to become comfortable, because there's that switch. You're uncomfortable. You're not doing it. You've never done it before. And it takes about 6 weeks. You see the changes. Now you're comfortable at that point. Mm-hmm. If you're okay there as a lifestyle athlete, cool, great. Mm-hmm. But if you do, like you said, have a frame of reference, whether it's someone on social media, a family, or you are most people's frame of reference, let's push further.
I don't think I'm most people's frame of reference. I think maybe my clients are people's frame of reference.
No,
I mean, the reason why, and I think it will be prudent to discuss this. I think the reason why Lan did so fucking well in her first show is because she had just witnessed you during your prep. And you were, I mean, you two are two of the most consistent human. I can't remember one point for either of you during your prep where you fucked anything up.
Yeah, went backwards. Yeah,
you nailed. No, it's not just about going backwards. I never had the conversation of, hey coach, listen, I screwed up this week. There was one day where I didn't do this or didn't do that. That didn't happen with either of you at any point.
Yeah,
ever.
Matt, Matt, this topic stresses me beyond stress, because what does that even mean? What does it mean to commit yourself to a prep and then take the opportunity to be like, you know what, I fucked up, but you know, someone's gonna save me. Like, Matt, you know, I'm sorry. Like, it's too late. You're never gonna get that time back. You're never gonna get that progress back. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get to stage. Yes. You're gonna look good. Yes. But you're not gonna look as good. Even if it's 1%, you're not gonna look as good. So why not do everything 100%, then be able to look back at the end of prep and point the finger at your coach and say, you didn't calculate correctly how much time we'd need, or you didn't do what it was gonna take for us to get there. Mm-hmm. Why put that on yourself? Why make yourself the reason why you didn't succeed?
Adding too many variables
blows my mind.
Yeah. How is what I'm saying true? Do you think that Lan did find it, I don't want to say easier, because I know that at times she definitely didn't find it easy, as she shouldn't.
Yes.
You shouldn't find it easy. If she found it easy, then I probably didn't push her hard enough. But do you think seeing you go through it, she at least had the context and like, okay, this is what I can expect.
Yes.
When it gets hard, don't freak out.
Yes.
Know that it's supposed to be hard.
Yes.
And just work through that.
We had initially planned to prep together at the same time. And when that would not have worked out for a first time competitor, I don't think.
Not for a first timer, but I think it would
could
in
now.
the future.
But like, for example, 4 weeks out, we had a bit of an argument because, like I said, I get very blinders on. I'm morning, I get up, I do this, I do that, I do that. Once I've checked the boxes, if it's time to go to work, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
So there's no time to like, we used to dance in the kitchen or listen to music together or like just when I had energy to do a little more,
Yeah.
we'd do that little more. And at 4 weeks out, she saw that. And the end of the week, she was like, listen, something's not right. I don't know if I'm not showing you enough love. Like what's going on? I don't
very
think this
sweet,
prep
eh?
is working.
Lan is very sweet.
She is really sweet, but she thought she did everything wrong, which is why I was pulling away.
Yeah.
And all I had said was, look, I'm at 4 weeks out.
I'm just running on fumes.
This is the food I'm eating. And if I'm this big, eating this little, imagine what you're going to feel like when you're at this point.
Yeah.
And then when she got
Now
to 4
she
weeks
knows.
out, 4 weeks out for her was a breeze.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it wasn't difficult, but 4 weeks out, she didn't have the emotional roller coaster anymore. And
Yeah.
because I understood what she was supposed to feel at that point, it was easy for her to just cruise through. 2 weeks out, same thing happened. I hit another low and I was extra, okay, I'm going to take a nap. Where I could have used that time to maybe speak to her
Chill
about her
with
day
her,
or
yeah.
something. It was, I need to sleep right now. I didn't get a good night's sleep. Matt said, focus on your recovery. And when she got to 2 weeks out, she didn't experience those dips because I'd be like, you know how I felt? Don't feel that way. Go sit down. I'll take care of the dishes.
Yeah.
Go sit down. I'll prep your meals. And in prep, I would do the same thing. I'd prep my meals, prep her meals because I just tick the boxes.
Yeah.
That's all I need to do.
That synergy is very important.
It was peak week. My peak week went smoother than hers because it was her first one. So she expected it to happen the same way mine did, and it didn't. And that freaked out.
Okay.
So if she didn't have me prepping, every week would have been like peak week for her.
Yeah.
I feel
that's
like
100%
every week would have been like peak
That's
week.
100% true. Yeah, man. It's always that like 5 week out, 4 week out mark where you kind of check out of your own life.
Yes.
And you're just existing. You know when when you drive somewhere and maybe your attention is somewhere else and you go on autopilot and like you're still driving responsibly, but when you get there, you're like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah.
That's what happens in
100%.
life.
Yes.
That's what happens in
Literally.
life. And in my head, I'm acting the same.
Yeah.
In fact, in my head, I'm putting in even more effort
Yes.
to just
To
be normal
maintain
and
that
all,
level.
yeah. But in reality, it's not coming across that way.
Yeah.
So I think it's super useful, like for you to have Lan go through that now,
Yeah.
because your next prep, she's gonna have that emotion of, oh, why is he? And then she'll be like, oh, I know.
Yes, exactly.
I remember what that shit felt like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she's addicted now. I told
really?
her, when you go through something like this, at first she was a lifestyle athlete with Matt. Matt literally fixed her hormones completely. When she came from a previous coach to you, she was eating less but gaining body fat.
Yeah.
She got to Matt fed her more. She dropped body fat, built muscle, body just changed. Everything changed. Recovery changed, sleep changed.
You're welcome.
And then thank you.
There was a long period of time where, dude, it's tough because especially for somebody
Yes.
that doesn't have the context,
Yes.
you constantly have to be putting it on their radar. Hey, listen, what we're doing now, because I know you came to me to change your physique,
Yes.
Yeah.
but your physique's not going to be changing now.
Yes.
At least not like noticeably in a visual sense, based on what your expectations may be.
Yes.
But what we're doing now is a long-term investment so that in the future, it will change
Yes.
according to plan, at the right pace, at the right rate, without having to do bizarre, crazy things to get you there.
100%.
So there was like, I don't know what, three and a half, 4
3.5,
months
yeah.
even, where she was really kind of at what should have been maintenance, but was probably at that time a surplus for her.
Yes.
And she was kind of hovering around the same weight, if not gaining a little bit. And,
That's tough.
Yeah.
For
I'm
ladies.
uncomfortable. I'm eating too much.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry. I'm force feeding. It's like, hey, listen, you have to do this. And that's where a lot of people drop out.
Yeah.
Like, this is not what I came to you for. And it's like, yeah, but I'm trying to correct correct a
Yes.
problem before we can move forward.
Trust the process.
And that's what I kept saying was trust the process.
Just
If
trust
you stress, like, yes, I understand you're stressed about this, but put it in your next check-in. Matt will explain it, and Matt explained it. And then she's fine.
that's
Then
such
she's
a
like,
nice thing as
okay,
well.
cool, I understand. Like, I know what's happening next week. I know what to expect next week. And then her weight would do exactly what Matt said. And he's like, cool, we're on track. And then she'd say to me, I don't think Matt likes me because my check-ins are very much, cool, we're on track. Cool, we're on track. He's like, am I doing something wrong? Like, no, if he says, cool, you're on track, then just keep doing what you're doing because you're doing the work,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, man. The check-in things are getting weird because I now know. Sometimes I'd like send out my video on Loom, and then I'll often refer back to previous videos that I've sent.
Yes.
So somebody will in their check-in will make a comment about something that they may have mentioned a few weeks ago, or something that I said a few weeks ago, and I'll be like, let me go back and watch that video and just understand under what context I said that.
Yeah.
And then I'll look at it and it'll say, 7 views. And I don't believe it count. Like if one person watches it multiple times,
That does count to multiple.
does it?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyways,
But no one is watching.
no
your
one is
video
watching it 7 times.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like, people are showing their videos to other people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it's like, well, why aren't you doing my check-ins the same way that you're doing this person's check-ins? Why?
You're not the same as so
Yeah.
and so. So maybe that's why.
Yeah. I thought that Lan didn't like me.
No,
But then I
she
just
was-
found out she was super, super introverted.
Yes.
But now
And-
she's out of her shell.
It
And
is
she was in a
so
bikini
nice
on
to
stage.
see.
So
Yeah.
It is
Right?
so nice to see, like the growth that she's had in the time that I've known her, and I'm sure you both of you will have a much deeper understanding and deeper experience with that. But even what I see from where I'm sitting,
Yeah.
her personality is coming out. She's owning it. She's even taking pictures of her workouts or videos of her workouts. Physique changes, owning the moment, owning her space. That's what not bodybuilding, but that's what taking control of your fitness and your health can do for someone, is instill a completely different level of confidence that you never thought you possessed inside of you. And it just has to be tapped into. And once you unlock that, bro, you're cruising.
But it's the client-coach relationship as well. Because a good coach will make you want to do the sport over and over again. A bad coach, you'll leave. And that's what I experienced. I needed that break. I took that time away because I didn't get the same attention that Matt puts into his client. Like he's 100% invested in every single one of us. And like I didn't get that. And Lan didn't get that from her very first coach. And when she started seeing my check-ins from Matt, she's like, "What? Like I'm not getting that." And then she'd message, "Listen, please, can you update me? Give me some feedback." "Oh no, you're okay. You're building muscle. You're getting thicker. Your weight's going up. You're building muscle. It's fine." And that was the check-ins that she was getting. And then she made the switch. She changed to Matt, and she started changing. She saw her body. She got the attention that she wanted. And then she's like, "Cool, I'm definitely stepping on stage." So I'm like, "Okay, we'll see. Let's take 1 week at a time. Just go through the prep.
rush into
There's your
this.
goal." Like it's not as easy as what you
Yeah.
think. Like, look what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
And then when
yeah,
my
because you
show
were prepping at the time.
yeah. When my show ended, she's like, "No, I really want to do that." And she just immediately, she switched over. It was a smooth transition. She started prepping and then the bug bit and I could see it.
The thing, this whole Matt pays attention to you.
Yes.
Matt does this and this. People are different,
Yes.
right? Some people need 4-minute Loom videos. Some people need 7 minutes. Some people need 2 because, they want feedback after their emails or whatever. But the level of care is equally spread,
Yes.
right? Because
Yes.
as you said, you care about your athletes, you care about your clients. For me, what you're very good at is the why.
Yes.
Sometimes that gets lost because if you asked an F1 racer to teach, someone in high school how to drive, they might forget the basics like check your blind spot. The reason why we're looking in that corner is because of
Yeah.
this and this and this and this. What you're very good at is bring yourself back down to their level and explaining why we're doing everything that we're doing,
Yes.
so that they can justify their actions and be able to pursue everything without wondering, is it what I'm supposed to do? You know, from the jump, you've been exceptional at that.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, different people are different. Some people don't want to know the why.
Yeah.
And that's cool. If somebody just wants to, so that being said, I think I probably attract clients that do want to know the why, purely because of the content that I put out. So people are not going to have no idea of what I'm about and approach me for coaching.
Yeah.
So generally, I will attract people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
Which is why both of you are on the team, because you do want to know the why.
Yeah.
But for me, unless you get somebody who's just, they don't really care about the understanding of it and they just want to get the best physique possible because they want to win shows,
Yeah.
then they just a workhorse and they execute the plan no matter what. That's fine too. But if you take somebody like Lan, for example, who, you know, went through her first prep, and it's like you're asking somebody to do all these things that they've never done before, many of which are making them pretty damn uncomfortable in their day-to-day life.
Exactly.
I think there's a better chance that they're going to do it. And then there's a better chance they're going to have belief in you and your strategies if they know that you have a legitimate motivation behind it, you know,
And
rather than just like do this because I said so.
yeah,
Yes.
for sure. And if you have the why and you hit that target, like I'm explaining to you, we're doing this because we're going to achieve this, right? And we want to achieve this so we can do that. And you're at point A, right? You're trying to get to point C. Point A is we need to do this so we can get to point B, because once we get to point B, we'll get to point C,
Yes.
right? And you give them that why, and then they do everything that it takes, get to point B, and they're like, oh,
Cool. I know I'm getting to point C.
yeah,
Yes.
you really said, you know, we're going to get to that point.
Yeah.
And I found on my prep,
Yeah.
every time this man would be like, listen, we're doing this so that we can achieve this. On prep, I'm one of those people, I don't need to know why.
You're a lemming.
Like, yeah, just tell me what I need to do, and
Yeah.
I'm going to execute it.
Yes.
You must figure out, you know, the everything. And then in hindsight, we can always understand why
This
we did
happened,
everything
this
that we
worked,
did.
yeah.
If something doesn't feel right, I'll question it. But
Yes.
for the most part, you know, I'll cruise.
Yeah.
And understanding that why and being able to hit that target justifies why I'll do everything else for you 100%.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, what are we going to do to get my wife on stage?
I think she's already there.
You're going to have to compete and she'll come and celebrate your trophy with you.
After this weekend with
I want to be celebrating her trophy.
Yeah.
After this weekend with Lan, like just observing her, she wants to be on stage too.
No, but I know she wants to be on stage. But how do I
we
get her
know.
on stage?
We know she wants to be on stage. That's the thing.
You're gonna have to just buy the bikini.
She got the bikini. She got
She's
the
got
heels.
it
She got
really.
the everything.
Yeah.
She's got the heels. She's got the bikini. It's just...
I think pick the show. The best thing is to pick the show so she has that timeline and pay for the entry already.
And make it public.
Yeah.
Like once you commit publicly,
You're holding yourself accountable.
like now everyone's watching you. Now it's not
Yeah.
She does not want to do that.
like, sorry guys, I was actually talking to Kieran about this.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna make your journey public. Like I'm
Kieran,
going to
Steve Kieran?
Yeah,
or
Steve
Kieran
Kieran.
Mason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna make your transformation public so that you have to execute.
Yeah.
And if you fall off, you're gonna tell everyone on my social media why you failed.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, hold up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
So I think if she knows she's good enough.
Yes.
She's got the look, she's got the work
Yes.
ethic, she's got everything that it takes. It's just to do it now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a push.
I just need her to do it once because she'll do it once and she'll love it and she'll do well.
That's
She's got the
yeah.
personality for it.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
does. Oh,
But she doesn't
on
have
stage.
she doesn't have the belief in herself that everybody else does have
Take
have
the
in
horse
her.
to the water, chief.
Yeah.
With Alana, it was very much the same. That's why I said, like, after watching Langan on stage, I think she's definitely going to do it herself because she's conservative. Alana's very conservative. And she kept stressing, like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to walk. I need to stand on stage in bikini. I'm going to fall over in heels. I feel like I'm going to fall on my face. She keeps saying that every week.
Do that booty
And
thing.
yeah, she's like, I don't understand how to do this. And every week when she started seeing the results in the deficit, she's like I'm liking my shoulders.
You almost
this
want
is
to
pretty
show it
cool.
off,
Okay,
yeah.
like I like this pose on me, or
Yeah.
this one works for me. Like
Yeah.
let's go for posing with the judge. The judge would tell her, you need to get a bit leaner, but you need to work on your sass. Go home, do your homework. We'll catch up next week. Next week she comes back, she's done her homework. Oh, that's perfect. Now we just need to work on this. And then it was a change every week, and she started smiling more. She started seeing more shoulder caps. Then she's posing in the gym, like you said, posting pictures. It's like, when did you take that picture? I didn't see that picture. Oh no, I just saw my shoulder. I like the way it looked. So I think fats would do the same thing. It's put in that deficit and just
Getting there.
execute daily.
It's so weird. Like we're different. Like this, like a scale, you know, because you got a missus who wasn't sure and ended up wanting to compete, and then competed, and now she's like, I'm in. Right?
Yes.
Your missus has had a hectic transformation,
Yes.
and was like, yeah, I want to compete, but now she's like on the fence,
Yeah.
not sure. And my wife has also transformed various times and is now really serious about her journey. But I know damn well she's never gonna compete. She's like, it's just not for me, you know.
No, but that's cool, dude. Like people have to. It's good if you know that if that is not for you.
100%. But what we're finding is that we're able to do what we want to do regardless.
Yes.
You don't need a partner that competes or that is
Yes.
thinking about competing or that doesn't compete. Like your partner can be whatever. Fundamentally, your partner just needs to support your journey and, you know, allow you to shine the way you need to shine and grind the way you need to grind to be able to get to that point. That's all you need. You know, because I find a lot of bodybuilding guys or a lot of people in the fitness industry think, I need someone that does exactly the same things that I do because otherwise it's not going to work.
I think if they stay fit regardless of the sport, that helps. So I was prepping. Alana was doing endurance. Matt did not really like it because it held a lot of inflammation in her leg. So we didn't really see as much progress in the
I just
beginning
think it's
because
really
of that.
fatiguing.
It is.
you know?
It really, really is. And she had that race. There was the 200 kilometers. And this was like a month out for me, maybe like 5 weeks, 5-6 weeks. And Matt's like, cool, you need to be training now. You need to be eating this.
Yeah.
You need to be hitting your cardio goal. I got up at 4. I got to bed at about 9:30, 10 every day that week. And I'd hit 20,000 steps on average every day. In a deficit, I was probably on 1,300 at the time. She was eating pizzas. I made sure that she had her hydration. I made sure that she was good at every check. I had to be her groom, making sure the horse was good at every check so that she didn't have heat stroke or the horse didn't fall out. And I just executed. I supported her. And when she saw me support her through that in probably the most difficult time for me, when we came back, she's like, what do you need?
Yeah.
How can I
got
prep
you.
your meals? Your turn. And that was it. It
You
was
just
simple.
have to dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks. In the moment, it sucks. But the value that you see it bring about in your partner is worth it.
Yeah.
You know, I know when it comes to my missus, she doesn't see me very often when I'm on prep. I work from home. She's at the office or whatever. I sleep in. So often by the time she's leaving the house, I'm just waking up. And then in the evening when
What
she's
time you
back,
wake up?
Bro, mind your business.
He probably wakes up Cape Town time, like 9 o'clock.
This guy.
You know, I wake up when the sun is up. You know, I don't wake up like you guys at 5 o'clock in the morning like a crazy
3:45,
person.
motherfucker.
3:45.
Sickness. No, I sleep late and I wake up late. I need my 7 to 8 hours sleep. It's round about where I go. But you know, the time that I don't spend with my partner is the difficult part.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to do anything per se apart from bring my personality. And on prep, that's the only difficult part, is that you have no personality.
But
You
you
still
always
do.
have a person.
You still do. That's the infuriating part.
But also I have personality in bursts, you know, so I'll have like this wave of energy and I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And that's when I want to talk to
Yeah.
people, you know.
But
and
when you're at
then
home-
when I'm at home, I'm like, I'm recharging, you know.
Okay.
I'm recharging.
Okay.
Hey, baby, how's your day? No, it's cool, baby. I love you. Beautiful. Cool. You know, that's
Yeah.
you
It's
know?
weird because Alana was the same
Yeah.
on prep. Matt was like, are you actually dieting?
Yeah.
Because she had a smile on her face whenever she was at the gym. She was fine. Around people, she was fine. And then at home, she was recharging. Same
And
thing.
also, you expect to feel like shit. So when you do feel like shit, you're just like, hey, I'm just in this moment, cruising embracing the suck, as they say.
Yes.
And then when I have a moment to enjoy myself, I'm gonna enjoy myself, and then recharge later.
I feel like the shitty moments exaggerate themselves in our minds because you're feeling shit for a day, and in your mind this becomes a huge problem because you're like, oh my god, I have 6 weeks to go and I'm feeling like shit today. That means I'm going to be feeling like shit for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's not actually like that. Usually you wake up the next day feeling fine. Like You're a little hungry, whatever, but you're feeling fine.
Yeah.
You know,
The morning's good.
Yeah. So in your head, it's built up to be this big thing where usually it's just like, you know, one day here or there where things are really bad.
Yeah, for sure.
But it generally doesn't persist that long. Did you guys get any questions to answer?
I've got one big one.
Oh yeah?
One big one.
Yeah, training.
Okay. Who is it from?
It was in person. Logan Lee.
Okay, well let me ask some of mine because I
Yes, you've
have
got a couple.
I have questions that I want you guys to answer.
Okay.
I thought this was a good one. Best men's physique, classic physique, and bodybuilder we currently have in South Africa.
Way.
Is this in
You don't-
Elite Pro League or like overall?
No, I think this should be overall.
Okay.
I think this should be overall, and you don't have to like list one. Give like top 3, 4.
Best in as a pro or
No, so what I think is that it shouldn't be pros because we don't have enough pros. So
Okay.
it should be amateur only.
Okay. Craig, do you have anyone in mind that jumps out to you?
With the greatest potential or currently?
So I think the way that I would interpret this question, this is just how my mind works.
Yeah.
Is who do I think would ultimately be up there with the best?
Pet and 1D.
Way.
I'm looking at structure, I'm looking at potential, I'm looking at work ethic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not putting myself there because I know that I still have a couple of competitions that I need to do before I can see where my potential is. Like, I know that. I'm looking at, I'm a complete beginner with Matt because training's different, food's different. So I'm not putting myself in it at all.
So what are we?
Potential, I'm going to say you and 1D.
There are 4.
100%.
Pet, 1D, Nyman Cassie,
Yes.
and David Jabé.
Yes.
And Hugo.
Hugo?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
that man.
The thing is, okay, so the reason why this is very difficult for me is because I haven't seen any of those guys in person in their best shape.
Okay.
I think, first of all, Nyman for me, when I saw him at, I think it was a year ago or the year before,
The Muscle Militia.
when he's got a pose where he was doing that.
A hands class, most muscular.
And
yeah.
he was, I think that was his best condition, his best look. And I was just like, that for me is the standard that I want to obtain. Because you got, the balance is there, the fullness is there, the condition was there, but I think obviously could have been sharper. But yeah, for me, that's the shape that I want to look like. You know, that's the shape that I aspire to achieve. I do think that a lot of athletes, especially this past weekend with all the class winners, Zayn, I think, looked phenomenal. His condition was mint.
He's very good.
And his stage presence is amazing. Hugo's conditioning is always unreal, and his fullness
And he's posing,
now,
bro.
and let's not even
His
play
presentation is insane.
games, bruh. You know those kinds.
He's
of
the only
things.
guy that comes close to you.
Bruh. Man, he's fucking good.
He's really
He's
good.
fucking-
really good.
I rank him above myself, TBH. I think his flow is just unreal. And then I think Blaine shocked
Blaine
me.
looked good. Yeah.
Blaine
no, he looked really
shocked me
good.
because I only just started following him like recently,
Yeah.
and he, like, the way he hits his poses also very good. He works to his strengths very well. 1D goes without saying. I'm not going to bother talking about that guy, bro. He's just fucking good. Like, his transformation in the
22-year-old.
last 3 years, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, bruv. So those are the ones that are
I want to
listed
see
now.
you, Wandy, and Nyman on stage together.
Yeah, that would be.
I've got a
that would be
lot
really
of work
cool.
to do. I was looking at, all their pictures from the show. I even posted about it. I think I've got a lot of work to do. And that's the pressure I put on myself. I think those guys have established themselves in the NPC and made sure that, they own that
Yes.
space.
Yes.
Because just when one person's winning, the next person's coming through.
Yeah.
and you see them flip and flop and flip
Yeah.
and flop between shows. So no one's the outright, champ of anything.
Exactly.
In men's physique, I think, I don't know if you guys know Romeo. He was in the IFBB
Yeah.
side as well.
Yes,
He's got
Romeo, but he won his pro card.
he did.
Oh, he did. Win
Yeah,
his
he
pro
won his pro card. I think he was the first men's physique pro card winner. In South Africa.
Jason Dunning was the first.
Jason was the first. Okay,
Jason's
Romeo came second.
Yeah, but yeah. So Romeo, no, not that Romeo.
Romeo.
Small Romeo with the mustache.
I don't know.
Oh,
him.
we don't know.
Is
him.
he an
Yeah.
elite pro?
He is no. So he was in the elite
Okay.
side and
NPC.
then moved over.
Okay.
He's got, for me, one of the best midsections in the whole country.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal athlete. Obviously, NPC is a size game as well, so he just needs to fill out that frame. Yako Beastfit, I think, is peeled and
Oh
full.
man, yeah, he's
Yes.
good.
He's got one hell of a physique. I think with a bit more size and fullness, he'll really, really make a mark. I don't really follow men's physique that closely.
Same.
But yeah, off the top of my head, those are some athletes that I feel did really well. Obviously, the pro card winner was really good as well. But yeah, I think a lot of athletes have a lot of points to prove.
What about bodybuilding? Open.
See, the thing with bodybuilding,
Francois.
yes,
Francois.
but the thing with bodybuilding open, conditioning is not achieved because they're playing the size game. But to get your pro card, they want to see that you can get conditioned,
Inside out.
and then you've got a new weight cap to fill, so go fill it. Now that you're a pro,
Yeah.
but they need to see that you can get conditioned, and I think in SA people are scared to get lean and shredded, and then fill out. They want to
open,
be
yeah.
full on stage. Yeah, in
But
open
that's why.
specifically.
But that's why I'm saying Francois.
Yeah.
Because he definitely needs a lot more size.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no doubt for him to be competitive on the pro stage, he needs a lot more size. But his conditioning, he almost has like a classic flow to his physique.
Yes,
he does.
yes.
Yes.
But looks like an open bodybuilder.
Yes.
So when he fills out that frame, there's going to be no issues of gut distension or anything like
Yeah.
that.
He
That man can
controls it nice.
vacuum.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, so he's really, really good.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more about the open bodybuilding scene. The guy that won his pro card this weekend, I thought looked really
he
good.
did.
I think could obviously be more shredded. But I think his shape is otherworldly. His bubbliness,
You can't.
especially
build
for a
that,
white
yeah.
guy. Like white guys generally aren't bubbly. They peel to the bone. There's
Caucasian
that Caucasian dry, and
Yeah.
black and bubbly. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So he's got that bubbliness. So if he comes in shredded, I think he's going to make a big splash in the pro league.
I was telling Matt that I think I need to jump to open.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
For me, I'm even looking at the classic division, and I'm like, to be 100 kilos looks like a lot, bruh. Like I clocked 90, and I was like, bruh, walking upstairs, I'm like, you know.
I do snore like I'm 93. That's my average right now. I was 93.2 this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm just like I can feel. I've never been this weight before, so it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable. But it's not yet. I'm not yet.
Dude, I'm 98. And Fats legitimately was very delighted the other day to wake up and tell me, I have something to play for you.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, okay.
You have to hear it.
And it was a voice recording at 2:00 in the morning of me and Flex doing a symphony of snoring next
Oh
to
my!
her.
Your wife does this thing too.
Yeah.
Because my missus did the exact same thing. The other day, I'm scrolling through our chat and I see a voice note I didn't listen to.
Yeah.
I was like, why wouldn't I have listened to that? Because I knew exactly what she did.
It's
at
in the
time.
morning.
It's a snoring voice note. And I'm like, Lee, there's nothing I can do. I'm
CPAP.
just big now. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, hey, listen, in the off season, you're going to get my personality, but I'm going to be snoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
When I'm dieting, my personality is going to be gone, but at least I won't snore. You can sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she also doesn't like the shredded physique either. She loves the off season body.
Yeah, dude. Okay,
big
I
boy.
mean, when most women say that, I call bullshit.
Really?
But with you, I can believe it because your even peak off season still looks very lean.
Yes.
No, you still got the shape. You still got like
True.
abdominal lines. You
Exactly.
still have psoriasis.
Exactly.
You, like, you know, you saw like quite a bit of your fat kind of like lower back glutes, which you don't really see in clothes.
It's
so
ass. It's not glutes. It is in my ass. Pause.
but it's also it's also the way that you squat.
Yeah,
We need
been
to change
through
that.
I need to work on that.
No, that's why it has to be. It has to just be like hack squats
Yeah.
for you. Maybe like Smith machine heel elevated squats, but even that Rogers squat, because even though it works on a pendulum,
Yes.
the first move it doesn't work on a pendulum like that. The first
Yes.
move is back and
Yeah.
then down
Yes.
and then forward.
You know what helped me with quads?
Mm.
Because I trained at home for a very long time. My dad built a full home gym for us.
Yeah, we saw during lockdown.
Front squats.
Yeah.
Just
Dude, but
front squats.
that bracing, the thing that I always hate about front squats is like the need to brace to keep that torso upright is so excessive that usually that is the element that fatigues
Most
Over
people.
before your legs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you have access to a hack squat, that would probably just be better.
I just wish my gym had a better. I wish they had the My Fitness hack squat.
Roland, my fitness.
Shout out, reach out to Old Ed's Virgin Active. Ask them if you can deliver a hack squat there. I'd
Or just
appreciate it.
open more branches.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we actually been going over an hour now.
It's
Yes.
so easy.
Yeah, you can tell we're friends.
Yes.
So
Even though I shouted
comfortable,
at you in the
man.
beginning.
What are you shouting at him about?
Matt shouts at me every day. It's fine.
Oh, that's
It
not.
makes me a better athlete.
Okay. Well, if you do, you probably deserve it. So
Yeah.
shame, bro.
All right, guys. Thanks for the great chat.
Thank you, gents.
Thank you.
Probably
Thank for
see you
having me.
again. I don't know, in the new year, maybe. When is Jesse opening this up again?
He's closing on the next week, so he'll open it up end of December and then in Jan again.
Well, Jesse,
Okay, so maybe end of December, beginning of Jan.
let's
See
do
you
it.
boys then.
Let us do it. Much
Thanks,
love,
guys.
gents.